Hey guys, Slav here with what was supposed to be my introductory video to introduce you guys to myself and my channel by way of telling you who I am and what I did for the last 20 years and how I intend to be meaningful in your lives by way of my channel. But in light of the current circumstances overseas, mainly what's happening in Afghanistan, I opted against it and instead would like to offer a few thoughts. And I won't get all geopolitical on you because I truly have no real political acumen to speak of, and certainly don't have an understanding of the strategic priorities and as to why the withdrawal was conducted the way it was, or if there even was a strategic approach to this. But what I want to do is essentially first and foremost let the people of Afghanistan know that my heart goes out to them and with everybody near or far that's associated or connected to Afghanistan or its people. That of course includes our servicemen and women that have sacrificed massively on account of the collective for the last 20 years. I have heard all kinds of chatter going on online and in the media and on social media with respect to we shouldn't have been there in the first place and it was a waste of time, and absolutely erroneous. Couldn't be further from the truth. For the last 20 years is the closest that country has been, that the people of that country have been, to have some semblance of freedom, safety, and security. That's never happened before. It was absolutely not in vain. There are people that grew up there from the age of 5 until they're 25. Not only were they able to have a semblance of a normal life, but also they were able to experience what it feels like to be somewhat free. And I say somewhat reservations because evidently they weren't as free and they weren't as risk-free as we are in the rest of the world, in the developed countries. But certainly in terms of Afghanistan, what you have done overseas provided them with an incredible amount of safety and security, and it also actually taught them what it can be, what life can be, and how you may seek that. And yes, it may take time, it may be difficult, it may be impossible at times for some of them, but some of them might actually pursue it and want to find the freedoms that we enjoyed in most of the countries. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is fighting over a virus that has a 99% survival rate, and we absolutely cannot get along in any way, shape, or form, whether it's on social media or in person. The polarization is at an all-time high. The media is fueling this, and it's really embarrassing when we have people that are holding on to military aircraft to leave a country decimated by war, where a certain death is coming in the near future, and they're flying with those planes and falling off of them. Meanwhile, we're just not having it here. It's complete dissension and discord, unreasonable discord. I mean, always encourage respectful discord, but we have unreasonable discord for no apparent reason, and the polarization is completely off the charts. So I think for the rest of us that aren't servicemen and women, I think keeping that perspective in mind of the freedoms that we enjoyed all around the world and the things that we take for granted, and the fact that we are spoiled, and that oftentimes we forget that, is critical. And the way to achieve perspective, and the way to where you should take your perspective from, is always from the people that have less, because it is easy to look at people that have more than you and say, well, I wish I had this and I wish I had that. But the reality is, if you are to gain anything valuable from perspective, let it be from looking at people that have less than you. And I think this here is an example of that, and it is an incredibly tragic example of that. I hope that if there is an escalation of violence there, and if there is situation going on, that the media will expose what's going on over there, so that we may get pressure on the political power to be. And also, this is a bit of a call for action. What I'd love to see right now is I'd love to see people that have access to social media platform, or people that have podcasts, or any of those, platforms that allow you to reach the masses, so to speak, to actually get people and experts and people that can help bring some perspective, not only to us as civilians, but also to our military personnel, just so that it is abundantly clear that this was not in vain, so they may carry on with their lives knowing that the purpose that they serve was righteous at the time at which they did it, and that for them to step up when their country needed them was absolutely an outstanding feat of courage and selflessness. Everybody else, I would say, just be mindful of what you're posting, and be mindful of what you're saying, and remember that a lot of those servicemen and women are around us, and that you know nothing. You don't have an understanding of what was going on there, and you haven't been on the ground. So we can speak and proliferate and do all kinds of stuff, but we are likely to be wrong. It's just we weren't there. And so I would like to see a resurgence in people going on those media platforms and on those podcasts, and really take the time to reinforce those points to our servicemen and women, because here's another thing we have taken for granted for far too long: the people that step up for us. Hey guys, I'll see you next time.